problem is ripe for their immediate attention. It's not as sexy or as exciting as the Iranian arms deal, but it is in the long term and more important to the American people and the survival of our former government. I would also urge you and your media employers to work for the repeal of the death penalty, unless the test would be I regret that on several occasions,
he had started as a normal press conference. Colonel Nikolai Pishbil had called the media to his office in Poznan in western Poland. The military prosecutor was defending an investigation into media leaks related to the plane crash that killed the Polish president in Russia 2 years ago. The colonel then asked the reporters to leave as he wanted to take a break.
And then finally discovered he did not commit that murder.
Reporters rushed to the office to find the colonel had shot himself. He was taken to hospital from where reports indicate he is out of danger. The country's chief prosecutor, Andrzej Selemet, told journalists in Warsaw later he disagreed with some of the comments made by Pishbil. Selemet said authorities had broken the law, seeking access to the text messages of journalists. The crash in Smolensk remains a sensitive political issue for Poland and its relations with Moscow. The leader of the main opposition party, Jarosław Kaczynski, the twin brother of the late president, has accused the Polish government of conniving with Russia to cover up the real cause of the disaster.
I had the faith to elect a 24-year-old as the youngest member of the General Assembly. And then the people of Crawford, Mercer, and Eastern Erie counties, who in 1970 elected me to the state Senate. Thanks to the voters of Pennsylvania, who elected me treasurer in 1980, and in 1984 saw through the sham of the CT allegations and re-elected me by a margin of 310,000 votes. All I participated successfully in 8 primary elections, 8 general elections, and 1 election for delegate to the Republican National Convention, which was my personal bicentennial project. And I'm on the last page now, and I don't have enough to pass out, but Duke, I'll leave this here, and you can make copies for the people. There's a few extra copies here right now. I thank the good Lord for giving me 47 years of exciting challenges, stimulating experiences, many happy occasions, and most of all, the finest wife and children any man could ever desire. Now my life has changed for no apparent reason. People who call and write are exasperated and feel helpless. They know I'm innocent and want to help. But in this nation, the world's greatest democracy, there is nothing they can do to prevent me from being punished for a crime they know I did not commit. Some who have called have said I am a modern-day Job. Judge Muir is also noted for his medieval sentences. I face a maximum sentence of 55 years in prison and a $300,000 fine for being innocent. Judge Muir has already told the press that he, quote, felt invigorated when we were found guilty, and he plans to imprison me as a deterrent to other public officials. But it wouldn't be a deterrent because every public official who knows me knows that I am innocent. It wouldn't be a legitimate punishment because I've done nothing wrong. Since I'm a victim of political persecution, my prison would simply be an American gulag. I ask those that believe in me to continue to extend friendship and prayer to my family, to work untiringly for the creation of a true justice system here in the United States, and to press on with the efforts to vindicate me so that my family and their future families are not tainted by this injustice that has been perpetrated on me. We were confident that right and truth would prevail, and I would be acquitted, and we would devote the rest of our lives working to create a justice system here in the United States. The guilty verdict has strengthened that resolve. But as we've discussed our plans to expose the warts of our legal system, people have said, why bother? No one cares. You'll look foolish. 60 Minutes, 2020, the American Civil Liberties Union, Jack Anderson, and others have been publicizing cases like yours for years, and it doesn't bother anyone. At this point in time, Bob Holsey here. Bob. Where's Greg? Can you come up here? And where's Don Johnson? Can you come up, Don? Greg, where are you?
I'm right here.
Okay, just hang on to that right for the moment. Don, there's some things for you to do, and it's a note in here for Joanne. Okay.
fucking hate kids, man. They're fucking gross.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, look what I found in the sewer.
You killed Mr. Wall! You killed Mr. Wall! You killed Mr. Wall!
You're a big old faggot, motherfucker. So my brother said he was gonna stab me. He's so punk. He's so hardcore. He smokes meth. It makes him cool. He's just a big old. He's so punk raw. So cool.
Forgot to die!
Jesus, virgin faggot. You big old kike faggot.